Has this ever happened to you?
I'm not smart.
Well, you need George Washington Carver.
Huh. Well, I never thought of George Washington Carver. Is it the DVD for me?
Yeah, he was a smart man.
Well, let's learn about him.
Okay.
Now,
Okay. What you doing?
oh, practicing my farming like George Washington Carver. The first African American to have a memorial. This is the statue. And I'd like to thank Miss Simmons for letting me do a flash drive video. And, well, George Washington Carver, did you know this interesting fact? His mother and him were kidnapped. His father was killed in an accident. George Washington Carver made printer ink, powder, and soap just by using peanuts. And he made over 300 products. And he was a nice man. Also, did you know he was the first African American to graduate college? That was some pretty hard stuff. And did you know that once he graduated college, he was able to do hundreds of things? Even he thought that blacks and whites should be together, so he tried. He was one good man. Even though you might get George Washington Carver mixed up with the president, don't, because he was a good man. He respected us. And did you know George Washington Carver was an African American inventor, writer, and introductor in Boston? He was born July 12th, 1864, or 1865 in Doyen Grove was when he died. He was born a slave. And these are two of his pictures. And this George Washington was a painter too. He invented a lot of things, but he studied art, piano, and then the facts. He had a lot of things. That was good. And now, what you're about to see is the next big thing with what you're about to see.
Okay.
Oh, didn't see there. Hey, there's some more facts about George Washington Carver. You know that he dedicated his life to science, and he was never married, had no children. And guess what? He was raised by two white men. He was raised by a white person that his mother and father's slave masters. That's how he was raised. Also, George Washington Carver, he dedicated his life to be a scientist. Also, he went to a school for black children in Nashua, Kansas, and later attended Simpson College and Iowa State University in Iowa. George Washington Carver was a famous scientist. George Washington Carver did some work within agriculture. George discovered and did experiences with different plants used in farming. Well, come on over here. I want to show you something interesting. I'm trying to be like George Washington Carver, and how I started being like George Washington Carver is I have my own little farm. This is my cabbage plants, and these are my herbs. This is my little farm. I like to keep it clean. And I hope you are watching, because next up you're going to see something big. Hi guys. No, I've been digging all day. I'm going to make a time capsule. about George Washington Carver's life. A man who dedicated his life to scientisting and peanuts. He discovered peanuts and used them wisely. Now, you're going to get to see my time capsule in a bit. And now, that is my big thing. The time capsule is my big thing. Miss Simon has let me do this for my project, a time capsule, and the video. Now, I'm going to show you what it's going to be like here in a moment. I love stupid zombies. Hey! Here, I can play this video game later. But first, I want to show you that big thing that you've been waiting for. The time capsule. Time capsule. This is George Washington Carver time capsule. And I wrote some facts about him on the back. He and his mother were kidnapped. He was raised by his parents' slave masters. He went to college, was a scientist, made over 300 products with peanuts. And what I have in here is a scientist thingy kit, some papers of information about him. My mama helped me about that. A little self-portrait that I drew. Oh, and we have a tiny drawn peanut, two tiny drawn peanuts, and a peanut flavored candy. And to top it all off, I didn't want you guys to miss me close up the box. See how it's a little sticky part, so it won't open. And see, it's dark outside. I don't really want to go out there. But this was my project. Oh, and something else before you go. Get this stuff. Come on, here. I just wanted to make one information about something. Don't forget to turn in your pastry puffin papers on the due date. I've already sold 6 boxes.